Okay, thank you. So my name is Tatiana Novoa. I study English, bachelor in language English. So I'm going to socialize with you. I'm going to share my experience in my pedagogical practice 5. Okay. So I did my pedagogical practice in Colegio Departamental La Esperanza. Please, next. But first, I want to share with you the summary of my experience as a teacher in this subject. Students' teaching is often characterized as the most transformative experience in a teacher education. During students' teaching, you will enact in the classroom the teaching theories, strategies, and standards you learn in your core courses to help you make the transition from students to teachers. You will share the classroom with an experienced professional who will impart to you his or her knowledge of best practices and the wisdom acquired from years of experience. So, this school is located in La Esperanza. We have around some stores, and this is a residential neighbor. So this school, the principal is Jose del Carmen Murillo, and is one of the best schools, public schools in Villavicencio. I choose 4th grade to have this experience. Okay, I'm going to introduce to you. Those were my students, 4th grade. In my classroom, I had 43 students. For me, there are many students, and it was kind of difficult. Later, I'm going to tell you my experience with that. So there were 23 students, and they have different ages, and they have different levels of English. So it was a big challenge to try to do it because they have just 2 hours per English. So they don't have more time to spend for English. So because, okay, one of the first things that I want to tell you is what was difficult for us to find a school in primary that they have bilingual teacher in English. So it was difficult for me. So we tried to fix the things. We have the coordinator that is Camila Apolinar. She was helping us with everything. She was support us, and she was give us advices about this. So we chose this school because she can help us. And the other thing is that she was with us sometimes, and she was in our classes too. So in this grade, they have different levels. They have just 2 hours, but the teacher, the form teacher was Spanish, and she didn't know English. So they really have basis. So I wanted to start from the beginning. Next. Okay, the first activity that we did was observation classroom. We have just one time, I think, that was observation to know the students, what need they have, what we can do in this term, in like 45 hours. Next. Okay, in that observation, we have to look some other things that are important to make this pedagogical practice, that is the syllabus. The syllabus in this school is very basic. They have just one strategy per term. So they have just, for example, my strategy in this term was wild animals and present progressive. Yes, just one, and 3 hours per week was a big challenge. And they divided for topics. For example, for 4 terms, so they divided in different topics. The first topic was simple present, verb to be, and past verb to be, and the last one was present progressive. Okay, so this syllabus, I think that is not according to the European frame, because I think that is too basic for 4th grade. Okay, the methodology that I choose after I make the observation and I try to find what I'm going to do with my students, one of my methodology that I suggest was PPP, presentation, practice, and production. Yes? At the beginning of my classes, I always make a warm-up. They really enjoy it. The teacher that was with me, they said they really enjoy my classes. They were dancing, jumping, they were doing many activities. So now I think that they are motivated to study English, to improve their English process. Okay, the presentation of the topic, the practice, they have some minutes to practice writing, listening, and reading. Every class I'm trying to improve them, or I'm trying to push them to have the skill, the four skills: speaking, listening, writing, and reading. And production, we have the final project. I choose a project that they have to describe their favorite animal, and they need to bring with these geese, with the special clothes, and they need to speak at least 1 minute, and they did it very good, okay? So PPP approach is common approach to communicative language teaching that works through the progression of 3 sequential stages that I mentioned before: presentation, practice, and production. It's kind of difficult because I have to bring everything for the school, because they have a big classroom, a dark classroom, and they don't have anything to use it. So I have to bring my computer, I have to ask my school. I work at another school, Don Bosco. So I have to ask them, please let me your video in, because I needed to present my pedagogical practice. I need a speaker, so I have to bring everything from the school, because the school, everything that they have just for high school, not for primary. So it's kind of difficult to use it, but I use video beam speakers. They didn't have internet, so I have to download the videos, to download all the information that I need with them, and then to present. Or maybe sometimes I use my smartphone. So I use some videos, work on some YouTube videos, games online. They really enjoyed it. Some worksheets, flashcards, and they have to make some activities at home. So they have to bring lotteries, worksheets, and different things. Thank you. What about my reflection? Okay, a reflection a day grows your practice in every way. For me, I have experience as a teacher, but for me was a pleasure to have this pedagogical practice, because sometimes you do many things and you don't have time to stop and you say, I'm doing good, I'm doing right, I'm doing wrong. So in this pedagogical practice, I have to plan all the classes, and I have to send to my teacher. She sent me the feedback to this. So I have to check what are my mistakes. And one of the things that is very important to me is that if you are passionate to do this job, you need to do every day better. Yes, because you have a big responsibility to do this. I want to share with you a short video. I don't know if I have more. How many minutes I have? What? Okay. Okay. I think that I have enough time. So, okay. Yes, I think that. Okay. That's the classroom, and there are many.
If you want to participate, raise your hand.
I have to explain them the clear rule for the class, because they participate, they speak when they want to do it. So it was a big challenge to me. And I want to show you. For me, was a big limitation the time, because okay, the camera wants to participate too. Okay, for me
Quiet, Juan Pablo. Fast.
Okay.
What is this?
Explanation.
I can jump.
Okay, for me was a big limitation the time because in my school I'm trying to check all the activities for my students, but really I never have the time to check the students. I have to bring to my house and check it and then go to the school and give them the workshops and the missions, the homeworks. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure to me to have this experience in my pedagogical practice 5. So let's see what's going on in the next pedagogical practice. Thank you so much.
What was the most meaningful experience you had during your practice? And what was the impact? Did you practice, develop any social or any other impact in the community, first in the students as a group, in the teachers, and in the community in the school?
The first time that I was there, they because I spoke English all the time, so they didn't, teacher, I don't understand, what did you say? So I'm trying to give them some commands. So we start the first class, giving may I go to the bottom, please? Can you let me this? Teacher, I want to participate. Something difficult to me is that they didn't raise their hand, so they speak like that. So I need to focus the attention and to try to have an excellent bilingual environment. So the most important for me was to try to help them to motivate it, because in 3 hours it was difficult to do whatever I want to do it. But I think that the most important is to motivate it, to keep studying English, to keep motivated to know English. I think that was the most important.
I have 3 questions for you. The first one is, you refer to the PPP approach. What did you do to go through the 3 different stages, from presentation to practice and then to the production?
Always to focus the warm-up according to the activity, so we were working actions. So I start making spelling tests, spelling contest. So play, P-L-Y. So I give them first the information, so they practice, they pronounce many times, like a drill. And after that, I always write on the board, and I always say, please don't write, do it after I make the explanation. So when I'm writing, I give them some exercise, and at the end of the class, I always give them like a dialogue, so they need to go in front of the class and make a short presentation about that. So first was a presentation, the practice was the writing, and sometimes because the time was difficult to me, so at the end of the class I make a short presentation about that.
It was based on staking. How did you do it if you have 43 students?
Weeks at the end of the term, so I choose and I went another day because I spent 2 days, because imagine 45 and they spend like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but I have to take my break there and go other day.
Why did you make your students pray at the beginning of the classes?
I have my routine classes, and if they know that we have the presence of the Lord, they give them something not English but extra more, and I think that they can and they love it. So I think that if they know that we are the presence of the Lord and we have everything in Him, and we can do it whatever we want. Okay.